So namaste, adab, sat sri akal, and a very warm good evening to everyone who have joined the YouTube live and joined the Playbooks live session. I'm Varun Mahendru. I'm the founder and CEO of the Playbook, which is a gamified creator community for Gen Z, where kids are not just allowed to learn, but they can also create, they can share, they can engage, and they can earn exciting rewards. Now, there's a famous saying that creativity is intelligence having fun. Now, as an organization, we firmly believe and nurture the hidden creative potential of each and every child that comes to us and joins our growing family. Now, every child has a superpower, and all they need is a safe space to express their ideas and get mentored by the best people available like out there. Today, we are here to celebrate a very big milestone of one of the many creators that we have on the platform. Today, we are here to celebrate the moment of a child whose mother had approached us like 1.5 years back, knowing the fact that her daughter has a lot of ideas. She wanted her ideas to be brought into life, to nurture her hidden creative potential, and she joined us in one of our creative writing programs. While Seher, who is the basically who has achieved a big milestone in her life, was a bit shy initially. Over the course of her interaction with her friends, with the mentors, etc., she became her mentor's favorite. Has been like known and very famous for cracking very good jokes and has a good sense of humor. Her love for movies is not alien to her friends, and there are lots more that Seher has in store for you. So we are very proud to be part of this milestone that Seher has achieved, and we welcome you all to the book launch session of Why So Suri-ous by a 12-year-old author, Seher Suri from Gurugram. And Seher, over to you. The audience would love to know more about you and how you came up with this idea and how does it feel today.
Hello everyone, I'm Seher Suri. I'm a student at the Shri Ram School Aravalli. No prizes for guessing that I do enjoy reading books and writing stories. And some of my other hobbies are drawing, listening to music, gardening, and hanging out with my friends. I also have a younger sister, Meher, and I live in Gurugram.
Great. So, Sir, like, what hobbies do you have? What do you do, like, apart from writing stories, like reading stories and writing it? You're also a blogger and other things. So, what else do you like doing?
I well, um, so I do enjoy gardening sometimes when I'm really bored. So I have planted quite a few plants in my balcony. Like I've planted the ice plant, then I've planted a petunia, and uh,
Okay.
and I do enjoy dancing, but not as much as reading and writing. So I'm not much of a dancer, and hanging out with friends is something that I always enjoy.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah. So said like one thing that like for the audience, the book is live on Amazon, Flipkart, and Notion Press, so you can order your copy now. It's another achievement for us as an organization because this is the longest individual publication that we have come up with. It's 240 pages, nine amazingly good stories, and we'll talk about it and share more about it in the later on, but really beautifully crafted stories. A lot of the effort shows in the book. I've gone through most of it and would really recommend you to buy a copy on Amazon or Flipkart, and I would ask the organizers to if they can show the front cover as well as the back cover of the book. That would be helpful. And if the audience has any questions, please feel free to ask them, and we'll try to answer it. So Why So Suri-ous by Seher Suri. It's a beautiful front cover, and we'll tell you like the motivation behind how did this entire thing come up. Can we have the so Sarah has already spoken about herself. She's 12 years old. She's from Gurugram. She loves reading and writing. she's into gardening, and she loves hanging out with friends. And obviously, like she loves watching movies as well, and has a lot of angles to it. Whenever she watches one thing, how that could have been made better, etc. So yeah, so Sir, like my next question to you is, how did you get the motivation to actually take a step further? Because you were done with the courses, then you already are a co-author of one of the books. You write blogs. A few of your blogs are there on the Playbook platform. But writing an individual book is requires a lot of effort. And nowadays, all we get to know, hear from parents is that my child is really busy. So I'm sure you are busy as well. So how did you come up with this idea, and how did you get the motivation?
I always had a habit of reading. So during the lockdown, once the power went out, and I was sitting in the balcony just staring at everything. So when the power came back, I went to my room, pulled out a notebook, and I wrote a short poem about my observations. I showed it to my mom, and she really liked it. And then she started motivating me to write stories. Then I took a course from Playbook, and my mentors there helped me sharpen my writing skills. And then I worked hard, and now my very first book is launched.
Great, great. So, yeah, so like it came suddenly, right? It didn't like that you had planned that, okay, once I'm in the fifth grade or sixth grade, I need to have one book. That was not as planned. It just came up suddenly. Amazing. That's how great things happen, isn't it?
Yeah, I never really thought that I could actually work this hard and publish a book, but here I am, and my dreams are fulfilled.
Great, great, and one of the many books that you will be publishing in the coming years. So all the best for that. So Sir, like, and then you mentioned a very important point that yeah, like you just showed it to your mom, and obviously, like when such things happen, it's never like it's never a one man effort or a one person doing everything together. There are a lot of people in the background who are equally deserving to enjoy and cherish the moment. So would love to basically hear about the people who have been behind this evening to make your dreams a reality.
So there have been a lot of people who have been working behind the scenes. So, firstly, my mom. Without her, today wouldn't be possible. Then my dad, he really helped me edit all my stories, and he gave me new ideas for new stories. Then my teachers at school, they helped me with my grammar so that my stories could make sense. And then the whole playbook team, especially you, Varun sir, they helped me sharpen my skills and uh, and helped me publish my very first.
So the all credit goes to your parents as well as the mentors who have been nurturing you. I'm just taking footage, but I'm talking on behalf of the entire team at Playbook who have put in a lot of hard work. Those who have edited, those who have proofread, the designers who've been there, the illustrators, and of course, like you rightly mentioned, without your parents, it feels incomplete. And your parents have been really involved in the process. It has not like happened overnight. It has taken us more than like around 4 months to compile everything, make all the changes, and then today we are here when it's live. So like basically you had the excerpts, like you had your stories ready before. So like how long did it take for you to select? Because obviously these are 9 stories out of the many that you would have written. So how did you select these, and how long did it take for the entire process to be like complete?
It's not always easy for me to find time to write. The maximum I can do is like 1 hour or so in a day. But when there's a will, there's a way. I tried really hard to finish the stories in 4 months, and it took me about a month to edit all the stories. So about 5 months.
Amazing. And like the what you said, when there is a will, there is a way for everyone. Yes, this is although very old, but then it's really apt in every walk of life. And there is one of the stories that Seher has written is based on this famous saying that when there is a will, there is a way. And we'll talk about it later. So Seher, like my next question, and the audience, please feel free to ask questions. We are here to like interact with you all, share more about Seher's journey. And so my next question, Seher, is that so like what has been your favorite part of the entire book publishing process? Because there are various steps involved in it.
It was definitely working with the team on the illustrations for my stories. When I looked at the final illustration of any story, it made me feel like that my story had come alive. So I definitely enjoyed that.
Okay. So like there are different steps, right? When once you write it, then you submit it, then it's proofreading happens, then there are a lot of changes, then the illustrations come up based on your stories, then the front cover design, back cover design. So what exactly is your like favorite thing that this is something like is it just the writing part or the steps involved later on?
Well, I did enjoy both equally. Writing my stories was a really enjoyable task for me, and although later working in the process for publishing could get a bit was a bit tiring, as well I had to proofread everything again and again, and then I had to just describe all the illustrations I wanted in my own words. So I think writing the stories was a better experience.
Hmm. Great. So, as I've already mentioned, that there are nine super interesting stories about a bizarre picnic, about jungle journey. There's when there's a will, there is a way, a forgotten birthday, trip to Nota Town, etc., etc. So, buy your copies, grab your copies on Amazon and Flipkart. And the next thing that Sir, why what I want to know is that are these all fiction or these are based on true incidents or both? And if there are like any peculiar thing that you would want us to know on this forum.
Some of my stories are actually based on true life events. Like you mentioned, when there's a will, there's a way. That the whole story, the inspiration for the whole story was actually taken by me winning an award in skating. And well, some of the incidents in some of the stories are also based on true life events. And some of the characters in my stories, I got the inspiration for them from my friends. So I have a lot of friends, and I take inspiration for the characters from them. Yeah.
Amazing. And there's a quick question from the audience that cute aesthetics question is that I have a question. What inspired you to write this book or these stories? So inspiration is what was the real trigger?
Well, it was the lockdown. Uh, Online school, it wasn't really as long as normal school these days, and I was really bored after school hours. So I would do all my work. I would read a lot of books and stuff. But after I finished reading the whole library of books that I have in my room, I decided to start writing. And like I said, during I wrote a short poem. So after that, I did start writing quite a few stories. I still have a lot of stories saved on my laptop. So I guess I will use them for future books.
Great. So there are already plans that have that you've started making for the next step, and it's just the beginning. So, Sir, like you also are into you're also into skating. You love skating, and your book depicts that basically basically the pen that everyone can see is kind of a skating rink or the platform. So yeah, so like you're into skating, you're into gardening, you're into reading, writing, you love watching movies. So what's your favorite? And how does movies help you in imagining new things in life? Because again, why I'm saying is that a lot of parents come to us and they're like, my child is only fond of watching movies. And I often say that it's not a very bad thing to do as far as the movies that they are watching are good because it does open a different world. But what are your thoughts on it? And you've been a movie reviewer for some time. So how do movies play a crucial part in unleashing the creative potential in a child's mind?
When I watch a movie, I always pretend that I'm one of the characters in the movie. So that really helped me like enhance my imagination. And with a bigger imagination, I was able to write better.
Okay, that's interesting. I've never tried to do that, but for sure I'll take. this tip from you, and will try it out. I'll assume myself to be one of the characters in the movie. So why so serious? How did this name come up? Are you a DC fan and fan of the Batman series? Because why so serious? Why so serious? How did this name come up?
Well, this book consists of 9 stories, 9 light-hearted stories. And nothing about this book is serious. It's all written with the imagination of a 12-year-old girl. And nothing is serious, so I combined the word serious with my surname, and then I got the word Suri-ous.
Amazing. And yeah, that's really, really apt, because today we get to hear so many things that we are feeling sad, we are not that happy, we are in depression, and we get, like, obviously there are so many things that are not that favorable, that's going on. And this name really, like, gives that positive energy to for anyone to be able to just pick it up from the shelf and at least give a read. So yeah, that's interesting, Seher, the name as well. So, what's your favorite excerpt from the book? And if you could, like, read it out for the audience, would be would love to basically hear you out.
So, my favorite story is A Bizarre Picnic. This inspiration for one of the characters was my very best friend. So, she was always like in the quarantine, let's do a picnic, let's do a picnic. So, I wrote a story, and I'd like to read from the middle.
For sure. So, was your friend? She's not your friend anymore after you've written the story.
She's still my friend,
She's
and
the
I'm
friend.
pretty sure
Okay.
she's watching the live stream. So,
Yeah.
as much as we didn't want to leave the amazing place, we wanted to go back to our picnic spot. While we sat down, thinking about what to do, I noticed a bird picking some twigs from the grass. That's when I discovered our footprints in the mud, alongside the bird. We had got the key to get back. Finally, we started following the footsteps back to our picnic spot. Finally, when we reached the spot, we saw that our mat was torn and there were food crumbs all around our basket. Oh my god! All of our food was gone. This picnic was turning into an adventure every minute. Fortunately, I found an untucked sandwich in the basket. We were hungry from all that walking. As we sat down to eat, a parrot swooped down and took the sandwich from my hand and flew away. Wow, the creatures here seemed really hungry, my friend joked. So that was a little excerpt from my story. It's the
Yeah.
first.
Okay. So certainly things were not going right in the picnic. Yeah. So yeah, so super interesting. And once we go through the entire story, we'll get to know so many more things that happened during that picnic, during the lockdown, with friends, and with a lot of other preachers snatching the food that Seher's mom, or like, had prepared for her in the tiffin, but she was not able to have it. uh, Great. So, as I already mentioned, that it's never a one person effort, and there are a lot of people involved in the background, and, like, behind the scenes. Her, like, Seher's father has played a very major role in helping her improve upon her story, trying to forcing her to basically think deeper. Her mom has been a great organizer, in coordinating with the designer, the illustrators, and actually, firstly, the trigger that, okay, Sahad, like, yes, you have to do this and you can do it. That constant motivation. So would love any of your, like, your parents to come in, and just to let, like, basically know how they feel uh, about this entire event. Uh, yeah. Good evening, sir.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah.
This is Kumar.
So, sir, yeah. So, thanks a lot for taking out time on a work day, and being part of this event. And my, like, question, or what I want to know, is that how does it feel to be a father of a published author? That is how I would like to put it. And also about your experience, expectations that you had, and how, like, whether it has been fulfilled, or there are few things that are left. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, we are happy for Seher. It's kind of an achievement. So still the first milestone, but then an achievement for her. and it's a proud moment, of course. Seher has worked hard, uh, and then at the end, looking at the result, uh, uh, we get an impression that it is paid off well, so to say. Uh, but I would also give a lot of credit to Seher's mom, Soni. It was not without her persistence, because Seher had her highs and lows during this phase. I mean, at some point of time, she would be full of ideas, creativity, and she would like crunch the whole story in a day, right? And then there would be times where she also struggled to complete, maybe finding a climax for one story or something. And that's where her mother, she was always very persistent with this, that you have said you have to do this, motivating her every day. So as you said, it's a team effort. You have been involved, Varun sir, guiding Seher at the right time with her writing skills. And then towards the end, I came in, looked at her stories, and also helped her with some editing part there. Yeah, at the end, it was a good learning experience for us also. I'm sure Sony will also agree to this. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. If you would like want to say a few words, that would be really helpful because we got in touch with you first before getting in touch with Seher. So obviously it was your thing 1.5 years back in I guess April or March when we first got in touch, right? And today we are like at the almost at the end of 2022. So like 1 year and 9 months is not a small time to be associated with virtually. We still haven't like met physically because of the lockdown. Yes, ma'am.
Actually, I'm so like I don't have any word to express my feeling. This moment I'm speechless. Might be my smile can say everything. I'm very happy. I'm thankful to you. I'm thankful to God, Goddess. I'm thankful for Seher who listen me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thankful my husband and I'm thankful for entire universe.
More than Seher, I think it's a dream come true for Sony. Of course, but then
It's for me. It's just like I'm holding a Oscar award.
No, I'm yeah. So a lot of
Oscar award.
amazing. That's so sweet of you, and it's so encouraging for us also to be like part of this entire journey because it's never like this is the outcome that everyone is seeing, but it's about more about the journey, right? There are differences, there are things that happen in between, there are a lot of to and fro
Yeah.
that happen, timelines not being met, a few things that we expect to come soon, they come in later.
Winning an Oscar, everything paid off.
That's actually a very big kind of achievement that we've been part of, letting you feel that you've won an Oscar. And Sir, kudos to you, kudos to sir for the basically like making yourself feel. So there are a lot of good energies that whether it's the name of the book, the motivation behind writing it, the involvement of the entire family, the cute little origami butterflies that have been put in the background. So the effort really shows in each and every step of the process. Yes, sir.
just to mention the cover page, so this is actually Seher, and you can see she's wearing the same jacket. Well, so it's an animation of Seher. It's a yeah.
Amazing, amazing. So the yeah, so now I'm actually able to figure out. So
Yeah.
she's into she's wearing the same jacket. Yes.
So
So you wear your brand Seher. That's how you do it, and that's great. So so what is your message to all the young authors? Because not everyone has the patience and persistence to actually take this entire journey and walk it with the equal level of motivation, because as sir mentioned there are highs and lows. So what is your message for the entire audience and the readers?
I would just like to say that when life gets tough, don't forget who you are and never forget where you come from. And always remember to be a creative. Because when you have your creativity by your side, nothing can go wrong.
Lovely. And that has the power to change the world, because it like your creativity imagination will create a better world, for us, and you are the leaders and creators of tomorrow. And if you have that notion in mind, and if the readers, the people who are watching this live show, if they're able to inculcate this in their life, obviously we have a better world that is like in store for us. So a quick question from the audience, Seher, that okay, you are a multitasker, Seher. What motivates you to keep going and doing so many things?
What motivates me is that I know that I can do it. I never give up. And like I am a skater and I am an author. So I have written a story about skating. So
Okay.
I can just combine two things and turn it into one. And that also motivates me.
Great, great. So basically, what you go through while you're skating or while you're learning how to skate and combining that with the other aspects of life, that's how you kind of mix and match things and continuously learn. So we are all lifelong learners, and we shouldn't be like deterred by or get affected if something is not going in the right direction. That's a very important message for the audience and for all the young readers that like Seher wanted to convey. And so, Seher, like my last question is that what are your next plans? What do you plan to do next?
Well, I have been writing more stories, and this time I'm trying to write a novel. So I am working hard to finish it. So who knows, maybe in another couple of months, I'll be publishing my very first novel.
That's actually great because the stories that you've written are also like pretty long enough. These are like not just a short story, pretty descriptive and elaborately like the describe each and every instance that has gone behind. And would love to buy a copy of your novel and would want to be part of another exciting journey. So, Sir, any last messages, like last thing that you want to mention before we end the session? So, for the audience, the book is live on Amazon and Flipkart. It's a super interesting book. I've almost read like half of it. I'm yet to complete it, and like would be going through it. You guys can buy your own copies. It's available and it's super interesting. The imagination of a 12-year-old. It won't feel like the maturity with which Seher has penned down her thoughts. It does not feel like it's like a 10 or 11 or 12-year-old who has penned down her thoughts. So I would really highly recommend it. And Seher, any last things that you want to mention to people, viewers on this forum?
I would just like to say that when life gets hard, just pick up one of Suri-ous and give it a good read because it will help you.
Great, great. So on that note, thanks a lot everyone for making it on a Tuesday evening. The winters are across the country. All of us are enjoying the evening, sipping soup and having coffee, etc. And of course, while you're sipping your coffee, do pick up a book, like pick up a book. Don't be so serious, or rather serious. Enjoy your evening. Have a great time with friends and family. And Seher, wish you all the very best in your future endeavors. I'm sure that you're going to do wonders. And thanks a lot to your parents, to your friends, to your family for making this your dream turn into a reality. And on that note, we'll say goodbye for now, and we'll be back with another exciting session with super exciting creators and leaders of tomorrow in the next YouTube live. So thanks a lot, everyone. Goodbye.